Morning and happy Wednesday. A lot of times on Wednesdays, you know that we are at home with you, coming to you live from my house to your home. Well, after all, you did let me inside your home for 30 years in television and radio, and I cannot thank you enough for that. Again, if you're new to the show, and I know a lot of times when we have guests on from all over, we have more and more that are coming to the show and realizing, hey, I can wake up to a little positivity. Yes, actually, we need a little bit more of that, don't we, in this world? So welcome to all of you that are brand new and to all of you that have been diehards since day one. You know who you are. You call yourselves Monica's Maniacs. Well, we love you and thank you. Continue to spread the word of positivity. As you see up here, that is the mission, to change the world on a positive level on so many bases. Today, we're going to show some kindness to a couple that, yeah, there's been some love out there and probably from their family and friends. I don't want to say probably, absolutely from their family and friends. They have felt the love from them, but then there was a bunch of shade and hate and just bullying, which is what we see a lot on social media. All those people hiding behind their keyboards thinking they can just lash out. So I'm not sure if you saw the viral picture. I showed it a couple of days ago of this incredible engagement proposal. Well, we're going to tell you the whole story, but we're also going to break down, because I've never talked to someone who's a storm chaser before, but being in television news, doing traffic before I did news, I worked hand in hand with the meteorologist, and one of them in particular who I have mad respect for, Chris Higgins, you all know from our local Fox affiliate. He really is the one that's out there doing just that, and I just have so much respect for him. But then I started seeing friends that he had and other colleagues in the business, and I would follow them. Of course, you know, we have our aspiring meteorologist, the wonderful Beckett Moore, who's on with us every Monday and Friday. So I'm not sure if he's watching today, but if he is, he will be thrilled that we're talking about weather. So we'll talk about what goes into storm chasing. We'll talk about this incredible proposal, what their life has in store for them. And then again, why just people in general, but especially women, why in the world they would throw out the hate that they did. You know, whenever we get engaged, you don't know it. Sometimes you might have an inkling that maybe it's going to happen, but do you go get your nails done? Are you all dressed up? Does it have to be the perfect picture? No, folks, let's show more real, like the finger's not done. And oh my gosh, it just happened. Now let me go get the manicure. Okay, let's do the stage picture for you because that's what you all want. We're going to talk about all that today. And I cannot wait for you, my community, to show kindness to both of them. And we'll do that for you in just a bit. Good morning to all of you. Feel free to say good morning. Let us know, by the way, where you're watching from. Oh, Linda says it's beautiful outside today. I thought it was a little sticky, honestly. I thought it was a little humid as well. Not as bad as it was a couple days ago. The couple we're going to talk to, it's actually a little chilly for them today. So they're in Pennsylvania. Here in St. Louis, Missouri, from our friends over at KMOV, here's what we're expecting. We're not talking about what we had on Monday, which was more of a severe day to watch. 90 degrees, though. That's what our high is going to be. Again, St. Louis, Missouri, right across the river in southern Illinois. This is what you can expect. Tomorrow, 92, and pretty much across the board, expect low to mid 70s for, again, the lows, and the highs will be in the low to mid 90s. We start to break that, though, and get into the upper 80s next week as we start to see some rain move in. So 4th of July, if you're making your plans, 94, Saturday the same, and then Sunday starts the 40% chance of rain, 92 for the high on Sunday. And then all through next week, Monday through Friday, again, expect highs in the upper 80s, lows in the low 70s, and the Cardinals finally coming back to town next Tuesday. We'll talk about the Cardinals game yesterday as they are going to be wrapping up this morning. Actually, they've got a game against the Pirates, but we actually turned the game on right at the end, which really kind of spoke to what the game was going to be all about. Interesting, and a lot of people are talking about it. They did do a replay. I don't know if you watch the game, you know what I'm talking about. Do you think he was safe? We'll talk about that in just a second. You know, my husband is a lieutenant with the St. Louis County Police. I have him right here by me, by the way. Proud police wife. And in our first responders, we always talk about the true heroes. Well, we want to honor one of those that unfortunately lost his life in the line of duty. St. Louis City firefighter Lee Krause, 27-year veteran of the St. Louis Fire Department. He suffered a medical emergency while he was on duty on Sunday. He passed away yesterday. Funeral arrangements will be shared when they become available. Right now, those funeral arrangements are pending. But please, thoughts and prayers going out to the family. I know a lot of you are big supporters of our first responders, and not sure if you saw that story. Another one that was breaking overnight: a flight here in St. Louis had to make an emergency landing due to a smoke warning. According to GoJet, the flight was going to Chicago but had to return to St. Louis after the crew reported lavatory smoke warning. GoJet says the aircraft landed safely. Lambert Airport operations transported all the passengers back to the terminal. The passengers were then moved to a different aircraft and they're on their way to Chicago. But again, scary things when anything happens, right? You just want an easy flight. You want to make your way to your destination, and you never want something like that to happen. But again, glad to hear that all were okay. All right. My bologna has a first name. You know that? If you know, you know. This time, you might not want it in your refrigerator. More than 143,000 pounds of it is being recalled. The U.S. Department of Agriculture says the recall is from a European-style provision called geysers. It's due to a misbranding issue. The various bologna products contain beef, pork, or chicken material not declared on product labels. So you should double check your refrigerator if you're getting ready to make a sandwich today or for the kiddos. The products affected by the recall include Family Tree Bologna Veal, Babushka's Recipe Chicken Bologna, and Geyser's Russian brand bologna. The items were produced, by the way, between March 20th and June 20th of this year. According to officials, the products were distributed to wholesale and retail locations nationwide. Fortunately, no illnesses or allergic reactions have been reported. It should either be thrown out or, again, I know a lot of you are watching saying, hey, groceries are expensive. You can return it to the place of purchase if you want for a full refund. Well, in national news, the big, beautiful bill that we've all been hearing about, it did clear the Senate. A portion of the bill would stop federal taxes on tips, and both Missouri Republicans voted for it. Both Democratic senators from Illinois voted no. The package includes several provisions, including eliminating federal taxes on tips. It's a change that could benefit some in the restaurant industry. The bill still needs to pass the House, which is not guaranteed. But if it does go through, it would likely put more money into the pockets of service workers across America, of course, in Missouri and in Illinois. And I saw this one right before I was getting ready to go to bed last night, as if he needs more money, but I guess, doing the right thing. Paramount is having to pay Trump $16 million to settle a 60 Minutes lawsuit. You may remember this. He filed that lawsuit last fall. He alleged the network had deceptively edited an interview that aired on its 60 Minutes news program with his presidential election rival, Kamala Harris, to tip the scales in favor of the Democratic Party. Paramount said it would pay to settle the suit, but with the money allocated to Trump's future presidential library, not paid to him directly or indirectly. All right, I started the newscast saying, if you watched the game, you knew exactly what I was talking about, which was literally the end of the Cardinals game yesterday. The final inning. It was so close, and they did have a replay if you watch this. The Cardinals lost to the Pirates 1-0. But again, do you think that our player was safe? I certainly thought it was too close to call, and that's the problem when it is in that respect. They give it to what they said at the plate, which was out. But again, it was so close. So the Pirates actually take the series, even though they do still have a game on tap. This morning, it's the Cards and the Pirates. First pitch today will be at 11:35, and then the Cubbies. The Cards are in Chicago, by the way. The Cubs were just here. Cards Cubs Friday. What a wonderful, fun. I mean, if you're looking for something to do, maybe get away to Chicago. Quick 5-hour drive, even less. Cards Cubs series. It's always a fun one. So first pitch for Friday will be at 1:20, and I don't know if any of you are heading to Chicago, but let us know. I also saw this one from the Vegas Golden Knights, and Alex Pietrangelo did so much for the city of St. Louis when he played for the Blues. And I found this really sad, but you know what? Also at the same time, a good inspiration for those of you to say he needs to take care of himself and take care of his body and be there for his family. He said, the past few years have been very challenging on my physical well-being, and I'm in a difficult situation with my overall playing health. After exploring options with doctors as well as family, it was advised to him to remove the intensity of hockey to see if his body could improve so he could return to a normal quality of life. Just quality of life, right? If he had stuck into it, You can see on the right side, excuse me, the Vegas Golden Knights said that he was dealing with hips that would require bilateral femur reconstruction. And the part right after that is really what I want you to pay attention to. It says, with no guarantee of success. So, Alex, I applaud you for taking care of yourself, being there for your family, and once again, having the quality of life. Thank you for all you did for the sport of hockey for what, 17 years? Okay. And then in our national day of calendar, not a lot going on today. National Wildland Firefighter Day and National Anisette Day. So that's it. And then I mentioned the other day to you, if you didn't buy tickets, it is tonight. The U.S. men's national soccer team in the CONCACAF Gold Cup. It is today at 6 p.m. against Guatemala. Tickets the other day, we posted a link for you to purchase. The lowest I saw at the time, and that was on Monday, was $147. The highest was like in the mid 500s. It'll be interesting. It'll be a hot one at Energizer Park, but I hope you all pack the stadium. Again, it was an amazing game to watch USA win in penalty kicks 4-3 the other day. And again, now come to town here in St. Louis to perform for all of the fans here. And people, by the way, will be traveling from many countries to see that. All right, that's how we do it. If you have never joined the show, we like to get you all up to date within the first 10 to 15 minutes of the show. And then we get into our guest or our topic of today. And today we do have guests that will be joining us for the next half hour, Paige Berdamus, as well as Bryce Shelton. Now, the two of them just recently got engaged, and the picture went viral. I mean, millions and millions have seen this. However, it's what is happening now and how people treated them. In fact, she had to mute the comments, which is what I hate. That means that bullying was taking place. And we're going to talk all about that when Paige and Bryce join me in just a second.
Carroll House has the furniture you're dreaming of.
For big family gatherings, for entertaining friends, or just hanging out.
For working from home or resting after work.
For kids growing up or young adults moving out.
Whether you're updating your first home, your next home, or your dream home.
Whatever the reason you're shopping, we have the furniture you're dreaming of at Carroll House.
Because you like nice things.
And that's how you find us on YouTube. Remember, we're on multiple channels for you. For some reason, LinkedIn has not been cooperating lately, and sometimes Instagram doesn't feel like it either. So I don't think those channels are on today, which is why we are on so many others. So Facebook, YouTube, X, Rumble, all of those are working. So be sure to watch us on those. And if you know someone that normally watches on our other platforms, be sure to tell them that the kids from Instagram and LinkedIn decided not to play today. Okay. All right, everybody. Let me introduce you to my new friends here, and we are going to show them, right? My entire community is going to show them a lot of love. So first of all, Paige and Bryce joining us from Johnston, Pennsylvania. How are you today?
We're doing well, thank you.
You're welcome. So you told me it's a little chilly there this morning?
Yes, ma'am, it is. It's about 65 degrees outside.
Yeah, that's not the case here. You just saw the forecast. It's going to be a hot one. What's your high expected to be today?
Probably in the mid-70s here.
You know what? I want to come to Pennsylvania and join you then, because the hot days of summer. Have you ever been to St. Louis?
Yes, ma'am, we
Yes,
have.
ma'am.
Yeah. How much time have you spent here? Just kind of in and out, or have we treated you well in St. Louis? That's what I hope.
Yeah, we pass through quite often through St. Louis.
Yeah.
Yes, and my best friend actually just moved from St. Louis last year, so.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yes.
fantastic. All right. So there we go. So we got a little tie here. So, okay. So Paige and Bryce, let me kind of set the stage for you first. And I told her, because sometimes as you're going through so much in your brain, I never want to forget. Did I say your name right, Paige?
You said it right, Monica.
Yes. All right. So this picture, it came across my feed, and I think our Beckett Moore. Do you know Beckett, by the way? Have you?
We know Beckett, yes.
Isn't he incredible?
He is wonderful.
Oh, really, it's now what, July 2nd. Holy cow. He has been on with us, Paige and Bryce, for a year and a half. He joins us. He books in the week, Mondays and Fridays. He does weather for our show. And it started just kind of as a cute, like, oh, let's feature, kids doing great things. He came on and blew my mind. I went, what? How old is this kid? At the time he was 14. And I thought, there's no way he's this good. And it's so much fun. He loves being a part of the show, and I love him. So I think that's how your picture came across my X feed, because we have that mutual connection. And I was like, what's this? Oh my gosh, this picture is unbelievable. But tell me, for those of you, again, that don't know Beckett, you need to look him up. More Weather Official on X and YouTube. But these two know, being in the industry, what do you think of his work?
Oh, he's fantastic. I actually featured him on, we made a video last year. It was like a little positivity video about why we love storm chasing so much. And he was actually featured in it. So,
Oh, can you please send that to me? I would love to see that.
absolutely.
He is. He's absolutely incredible. Again, if you're just tuning in, Paige and Bryce, and you see there it says future Mrs. Shelton, because, I mean, look at this. Yes, this just recently took place. And now I took this, and I've got another one where we'll zoom in on a little bit more. But I did this on purpose because I want to make sure that there is proper credit that is given to the person who took that picture. So, Brandon, is Brandon a friend of the two of you?
Yes, he is. He's I would say, a close friend of ours.
Mhm.
Okay, so and they love this because yes, the picture was taken, and we're going to be transparent about this. And I'm still trying to figure out why anybody has an issue with this. The two of them got engaged, and she wrote me, and Paige and Bryce, and I love this about you. I don't even know you, but I already love you because you're honest and you're real, and that's what the show is all about. The two of you said, Monica, I just want to make sure that you understand. Here's, if you don't know the story, here's how it played out. So I'm going to let you tell the story. The actual proposal itself, and they're being transparent, folks, and they have from day one, was about an hour before?
It was, and we had to be transparent. That's just how we are. First off, we're pretty honest people, and then also it was live streamed on our personal YouTube channel as well as on Max Velocity. He's a pretty prominent YouTuber, so the whole entire situation was live streamed from the beginning. So there's no reason to hide about it.
Right,
But
but then oh, yeah, and Bryce, feel free to jump in at any point. So Paige and Bryce, they get engaged. Tell them where this took place, because again, if you didn't see the horrific weather, and I'm shocked again that we weren't talking about just homes demolished and people injured. It really did blow my mind watching the video of that tornado move through. So tell them about the tornado and tell them how this all played out, and then we'll get into some of the love, but some of the bullying that took place right after that.
Yeah, this took place in Clear Lake, South Dakota, which is far eastern South Dakota. And the first tornado that we're talking about occurred exactly an hour before the second recreation photo that we took, the one that is going viral.
Yeah, and it's what? I mean, last I looked, there was like 15 million. Who knows what it's up to now? Have you looked what? Because Brandon took that picture an hour later. So what? I don't understand why that matters. But an hour later, that picture was taken. Have you looked lately how many millions of people have seen it?
The last I looked was probably yesterday morning, and I think it was like 16 or 17 million.
Yeah. I know, right? I mean, she just said it. So Paige Berdamus again and Bryce Shelton. And it's got to blow your mind because you never expected something like that to happen, right?
never, never. It was just I thought maybe a few hundred people would like it, and that would be it. I had no idea.
Well, here it is, and you've become a viral sensation. So when you realized that the picture was out, that again, it was posted on social media, and then people started commenting on it, what went through your minds?
Um, Honestly, we got some pretty hateful comments about my appearance pretty
Yep.
early on. So I actually had to mute the post the same day,
Yeah, the
honestly.
same day.
We both had to. Because we were just trying to enjoy our moment, and we do this all the time. We storm chase full time. So I never expected to get this much attention on a photo. And usually the only people who see our posts are, news and weather, the weather community online, and AccuWeather and the Weather Channel, Fox, those kind of things. That's usually the only people who see or really care about our stuff. So
This is a bit different with the whole world being able to see it. And
yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking about the viral photo. So Paige just mentioned, and we're going to go back to it, and we'll leave it up on the screen for you for just a little bit. So she gets hate, bullying. thrown towards her, almost immediate, instead of what I felt, which again, my community is weighing in. What you feel in this is, oh my gosh, are you kidding me? First of all, you two are nuts for storm chasing, which we'll talk about in just a second. But also, it's fascinating to me. I couldn't do it. It scares the heck out of me, but fascinating. And there we are, all watching what they do. These two then get engaged. And yes, this is the second tornado. I'm trying to figure out why anybody cares about that. You still got engaged in front of a tornado. Didn't happen to be this one, but Brandon came running up to you after hearing the news, gave you a big hug, congratulated you after the live stream, again from Max Velocity, and said, oh my gosh, hey, get out of the car real quick. Go ahead and get that back on your knees. You guys didn't get a picture taken of your proposal. So here, I don't care if it's recreated from the exact second that Bryce asked her to be his wife. That I don't understand in a person's mindset. Why does that matter? It still happened. And look, I think back when Paige, I'm right there with you, girl. When I got engaged, I kind of had an inkling that maybe he was going to ask, but we are in Franklin, Tennessee, in one of our favorite areas. And he asked me, and I'm looking around going, oh, does he have somebody taking a picture? I can't wait for this picture. Him down on his knee. This is very romantic. And this, we love the South. And he's like, no, Monica, this is for you and I. It's a personal thing. You don't, but I'm like, oh, but I want to. And so I actually did say, can you just get on your knee? So this is the same thing. So do you all throw shade at me? Because I asked him to get on his knee and then I just took a picture of him with the box open, right? We want somebody to capture that incredible moment. So that's what I don't understand. Why does anybody care about that? What have you heard when you did have to mute it?
I feel like people are like, oh, why would you recreate a moment for attention and for clicks? And we didn't want any of the attention. It was just for us, and it just happened to go viral. So that's one disconnect that people aren't understanding, I feel like.
Yeah, Bryce, what about you? Weigh in on that.
Yeah, we just wanted the picture for us, and of course we wanted to post it and share it to our friends and such, but we never intended for it to go viral.
And you didn't say, oh my gosh, put it out there. I can't wait to see how many clicks we get, how many follows we get. We're going to take this up a notch. It was in a euphoric state of, we're going to spend the rest of our lives together. I love what Bryce said. So romantic. He was like, forever chasing storms with me, forever in my heart, and forever, will be her and my wife. And here we are. We're locked at the hip and we're doing this together. But you have a friend who wanted to capture your moment. And then he put it out there. He has, I saw his post. He just hit 100,000 followers on X. Great. It's not that picture that made him have 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
It's the work he does.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Exactly. And we didn't even know, I had my phone actually. And I was like, here, if you want my phone. It was so chaotic in the moment. There was a tornado on the ground right next to us.
I mean, literally right out the window. There was
Right
a
out the
tornado.
window. And we didn't even know he was going to stop and take our picture either. So it was so impromptu. He pulls up and he had his phone in my hand. I didn't know where my phone was. And he snapped the picture of us. And I thought maybe he would just text us the picture, but he actually tweeted it out because, everyone knows Brandon. Everyone is starting to know us. And it was just kind of like nothing was planned about it, but people seem to think that it was. So I don't understand that.
And that's why, again, if you're just tuning in, Paige and Bryce telling us the story about the viral video, again, that's got millions of views on X alone. I haven't looked anywhere else if it's been shared. That is the one thing that Paige did tell me, that then people were starting to take that picture for their own means, their own clicks and likes and follows. And then you had people that were using that picture, and I'm going to say it's from the past that I had, national news, some of the probably local regional news, without even giving him photo credit, which is something that is a no-no, period, for all of you, but definitely in that industry, which really, really shocked me. I asked Paige and Bryce, okay, what kind of attention have you gotten? Have you done any interviews? I was actually shocked that you didn't get a call from the Today Show or something like that, but you have done some interviews already, right?
Yeah, we've done a couple of interviews and we still have a couple more to do.
Mm-hmm.
So what has stood out in those interviews? Are they hopefully showing you what we're showing you today, which is love and how excited you are? Have they asked you about the bullying?
Actually, you're the first. You're the first host that has asked us about the bullying. It's mostly just showing the actual photo and talking about what happened, basically. So.
Well, so by the way, Paige, we're unique. We're different. We want to make sure that the world has more of the positivity and hope and inspiration and those things that are needed in life. Because yes, we can all talk about and be cookie cutter and let's talk about the viral video. Let's talk about a viral picture. Let's just do that and then move on. No, instead it is look at the entire story that's playing out. I saw it. I did the same thing we all do, which is, oh my gosh, that is the most epic picture ever. And again, it doesn't matter whether it was that second or an hour before, they still got engaged in front of a tornado. They're still standing there in front of that. Their friend decides to take it. It's still an epic photo, no matter what. Sealed, be done with that part of the story. Now let's get into women. Women, why in the world do you have a problem with the fact that Paige didn't have her nails done? She didn't know this was. Did you have at all an inkling that Bryce was going to do this?
No, and we talked about this last night with my other friend Taylor, and we all agreed that if he would have said, "Oh, you need to go get your nails done," I'd be like,
Something's happening. So the picture on the left is the picture that all these women were like, oh my gosh, I saw one. And I just stopped because here's the thing, Paige, we don't give power to the bullies. They don't deserve it, first of all. So I was like, what do they have a problem with? Oh, okay, whatever. So she didn't have her nails done. That means absolutely 100% this is real, because she would have gone and had her nails done if she thought maybe it was going to happen. So then you did go get your nails done. Please tell me that you didn't just go do that because of what you heard from the community.
I actually went to Walmart and I got some press-ons because of the comments. So
Oh,
I did.
see, so there's just a moment of feeling like, okay, I got to do this because this is what the community is asking for, but you didn't. And, it is what it is. But I put them side to side because the real photo's on the left. The photo that you all supposedly want is on the right. But the more we can do what Paige has here on the left, and I applaud you for posting it, because why? Because you're excited, because the man of your dreams asked you to marry him. They also went off on your Crocs. Now, I'm going to be real here, because anybody who watches the show on a regular basis is like, hang on, be real, tell Paige, I'm not a fan of Crocs, but I'm not going to go off on you for wearing them because you're being you. I just don't get Crocs. But they teased you for what you were wearing too, right?
Absolutely. I said to Bryce too, I would have been so confused if he looked at me and said, "Oh, why don't you put something nicer on today?" I would have been like, "What do you mean? Like,
Yep.
you don't like what I'm wearing?"
Actually, Bryce, I think I saw in one of the comments on X that you said you want her to wear that to your wedding. You want her to wear those Crocs.
Oh yeah, wear the Crocs to the wedding.
Please do, because trust me, Paige, when you're at your wedding and if you've got heels on and it gets to be a long day, you always see the women, and this is the real picture I wish more of them would show, when they are they're barefoot or they're in some kind of slippers or slides or something, because your feet are killing you. So guaranteed, you better send me a picture. Paige, you better be in those Crocs at some point.
They're my Dorothy Crocs. I have them specifically because they're red and sparkly.
Exactly. Again, if you're just tuning in, we're talking with Paige and Bryce, and we're talking about this incredible viral picture. Now, we're going to look at some comments and see what you all have to say. But again, this is the real side. So look at this. This is the post that Paige put out there, and it's so real. She's like, from the comments that I'm seeing regarding our engagement, apparently I'm supposed to be fully dressed in fancy clothes with my nails done and my hair done, while I'm chasing every single day in hopes that my significant other will propose to me. Give me a break, you weirdo. Girls can do that. I'll keep doing me. I'm not going to get out of the picture frame, but I would stand up and applaud the heck out of you. That's right. You know what? Eventually those bullies will try to jump on somebody else because you don't let them. It doesn't serve you to let them get to you. And I just going to say, for all of those that did it, I'm sorry. I just don't get it. I hope we can eradicate more of the hate and the bullying in the world and show more of the real picture. Show us with the filters off, no makeup on. I mean, sure, I love being fancy and pretty, but that's me, right? That I would never say, oh my gosh, Paige, I can't believe you didn't do this. No, instead it is, girl, how excited are you now to be getting married? I mean, first of all, how long have the two of you been together?
We've been together a little over a year now, but we've
And
known each other for probably 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were friends beforehand, so
And look at that romantic. So, okay, let's play that part out, because all that matters now is the positive side. Is this the original when it happened, when it was just the two of you? That's your selfie?
That's the selfie.
Okay, so there's the picture, folks, by the way, and there is a tornado behind them. So it's still there. It's just, again, their friend said, well, here, Bryce, get down on your knee and we'll take this picture. They're not being phony. They were being real. Again, it was live streamed. And then an hour later, they get a chance to, like, hey, this is what he did. And it was in front of a tornado. So what that it was a different one. But that's what everybody seems to be concentrating on. All I care about is these two having a beautiful life together. And this is, again, some pictures of them playing out and their happiness. So it just happened. I can't imagine you already have a date picked of when you're getting married, or have you already? Are you that quick?
We are not that quick.
Okay.
We don't have a date yet, but we do have an idea. It's going to be after storm season next year. So sometime in the fall, probably.
Are you going to be getting married in Pennsylvania?
I think we're going to do like a wedding out west on maybe a national park, something of the sort.
Pretty. I love that. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the storm chasing side of the two of you. You again, I worked in the news business, so I get it. It can be fascinating, but also for all of you, I mean, you tell me, very, very scary as well. But there are so many people that do it, and I applaud you because we're all fascinated by it. I just want to stay way far away from it. So I'll find out how the two of you got involved in it, and we'll talk a little bit more about the positivity that I hope is what you feel from today and moving forward. All right, don't go anywhere.
When you want to feel good, you work out at Crunch. You don't go here, because here feels bad. But here we help you feel good, feel strong, feel rejuvenated.
Join Crunch Fitness today.
Carroll House Furniture Homes look the best because of our free design service. Our designers please your taste.
Let's reimagine your room with 50 brand name choices.
We'll create a 3D design with a 360 view for your room.
Free design services are just the beginning. Free 0% financing, fast free delivery and setup, and the guaranteed lowest prices in the country with no stipulations.
You'll get a perfect custom floor plan for your new dream room.
Carroll House Design, because you like nice things.
All right, everybody, welcome back. Again, if you're just tuning in this morning, we're going to reintroduce our guest, Paige Berdamus and Bryce Shelton. Again, just recently getting engaged, and this incredible picture that was taken by their friend about an hour after they got engaged, but they are very real because they posted the selfie with that tornado behind them. Then their friend came, and obviously all the storm chasers are out there with one of the most epic tornadoes ever. Again, South Dakota. This is from Brandon. He took the picture, and then it went viral. And we're talking about millions and millions that have seen this video, the picture since. So I mentioned going into the break, storm chasing. First of all, how long have the two of you been doing it?
Individually, I've been doing it for about 10 years now, but we've been doing it together for over a year.
And how did you get into it, Bryce?
I've always been interested in weather since 2006 when a tornado barely missed our house in Nashville, Tennessee. I remember sitting in the living room and could watch it just tearing up the neighborhood down the street.
And what about you, Paige? When did you get into it?
I started storm chasing locally around 2019. Pennsylvania doesn't have a ton of storms, but whenever we do, I was out there. And I was actually working as a nurse and then a nurse practitioner. So whenever I was able to have more free time, like I would just go out on my vacations and after work and stuff. But then whenever I was able to start doing travel nursing, I last year is whenever I started going out more pretty much. And then when was it? December?
Yeah, December
is whenever we went full time then.
Okay, and so what does it take? Like what kind of background do you have to have? And then within you, it's truly, how do you stand out there and then drive? And you're literally, I mean, I was watching some of these. I think I watched a video of this one playing out from Reed Timmer. That's what it was. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, he looks like he is right up against it. So what kind of guts does it take to be in this? I've always wanted to know. I never talked to I don't know if you know Chris Higgins, by the way, that works here in St. Louis, but he's in the Storm Runner that they have for Fox 2. And I was like, you're nuts. So first of all, what kind of background do you have to have? And then two, really, truly, is it an adrenaline rush or what is it that keeps you going?
You know, you don't really have to have any particular background, just a real interest in meteorology and storm chasing. You learn the most from being out there, the experience of it. That's where you learn most of the storm chasing tactics, how to get close. Or if you want to stay far away and take pictures from far away, you can do that too.
Because I think that's what some people, they're like, are they really that close or do they have incredible lenses? Or some of them right up against it? Somebody said, who needs Twister when you have the storm chasers like this that are out there? It was hard to watch. And this particular one, was it the biggest that you've ever been around and ever been a part of?
It wasn't the biggest tornado that we've ever seen or been around, but it was definitely one of the more pretty tornadoes that we've ever been around. Probably the most photogenic tornado we've seen in a decade or so.
Mm-hmm.
And it was also the characteristics of it. I was reading from different storm chasers and they were like, okay, wow, I've never seen the snake effect, like that bottom picture. That was the thing that was really freaking me out. I mean, I've seen tornadoes. In fact, in the very beginning of my career, and that's why I've never done it again, there was a tornado moving through Festus, Missouri. And I wanted, since I was in radio, I wanted obviously the audio for it. And, hearing like that train sound and then the silence and how eerie that was. So I was stepping out, but the place that we were supposed to be hunkered down, they said, you either got to get out and you're going to be in that, or you got to get in here because we've got to hunker down. I'm like, but I got to get the audio. And they're like, I'm telling you now. And so I was like, get back inside, Monica. So but then after that, it was, yes, all the things that you hear. So for people who have never been that close to a tornado, tell them what you feel, what you're sensing, what you're hearing.
It is, it's so powerful. I don't think the pictures don't do it justice. Whenever you're there in person, you're getting the sound effects, like you said, of it. It sounds like a loud roar. This one definitely had a very, very loud roar with it. Just because it was so powerful. It was rated preliminarily an EF3 because the damage scale is actually based off of damage indicators, not the actual wind speeds.
Mhm.
So that the sound is really crazy, and then the feeling of it. Right before that picture was taken, this tornado had touched down. We watched it whenever it first touched down. We got really, really, really close to it whenever it first touched down, and it wasn't fully condensed into a big tube. And the power of just the uncondensed tornado, it actually ripped our mirror forward and broke all the plastic on it. And I mean, we drive a F-350. It's a big truck. So it shook the entire vehicle and that was before it was that strong. So.
And I don't know if it was you guys or if it was, no, I think it was your friend, possibly. Somebody's post, they wrote to Elon and said that they were able to live stream because of Starlink, but then also that the tornado ripped it off of his car. Was that your friend, Brandon?
Yeah, that was Brandon. It took his Starlink straight off the roof.
That's crazy.
And we also had a similar experience like that probably a month ago.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I mean, you're out there. I mean, everything's going this way and that way. Elon, give them a new Starlink so they can continue to do this. Okay, let's go to some comments here. So Deborah Shelton, is Deborah, what is Deborah to you?
That's my mom.
Hi, Mom. Good morning, Bryce and Paige, she says. Where's Mom watching from?
Key West, Florida.
Oh, well, that's nice. Well, welcome aboard, Mom. Julie says, good morning. Congratulations on your engagement. Richard Melching Sr. says, best proposal ever. You win, Bryce. Julie Fabian says, my engagement was less epic. Rose says, I have a phobia of dangerous storms, but you guys are awesome. Linda, congratulations, Bryce and Paige. That's the perfect engagement photo for you two. Absolutely love it. Natalia Diego says, nice. Diane, congratulations. And Kathleen, congratulations. Diane said it's it's how they decided to get engaged, right? It's theirs. It's their story. Linda says, storm chasing fascinates me. I think if I was younger, I would do it. Okay. Hey, but you can do it at any point, right? It doesn't matter the age. Rose, people are going to hate, but it's the perfect stage for storm chasers, right? Absolutely. Diane says, I prefer a more personal atmosphere, but everyone can choose. Yes, it's scary. Somebody said, I'm the biggest baby. I would freak out. Okay, Julie says, ignore the haters, both of you. This is absolutely beautiful. And Rich says her nails weren't done and Bryce didn't shave. Oh my goodness. How horrible is that? Haters will be haters. Jenny, good Lord, women, please support women. This is so disheartening. You are beautiful no matter what. Congrats to both of you. Julie says, I love Crocs. Julie, I know that about you. Rose, people who say negative things are unhappy with themselves. Yes, don't we talk about that a lot? Ignore the haters. This is real. This is what Monica is trying to spread, being real. Your beautiful heart shows through this photo. There you go. Linda says, a spontaneous engagement is so great. I hate the whole stage stuff, but not enough people being real on social media. So they were real, right? They had the selfie, and then their friend said, Dot said, what an amazing story. Congratulations on your engagement. Absolutely love this. And then Carol Cox says, it was the perfect proposal. My nephew did great. They should ignore the jealous haters. So is this Aunt Carol?
Aunt
Yes.
Carol.
Hi, Aunt Carol. So where's Carol watching from?
Southern South Carolina.
Okay, here's what I'm asking for all of you. Now that you know a show like this exists, tell all of the friends and family of yours to follow us. Again, I don't know why it's crazy. You know how it is, live streaming. You hope to God that everything works. And then, we've got 6 platforms that sometimes fire every day. And then all of a sudden I get, LinkedIn didn't. Oh, okay. I guess Instagram didn't want to play today. My assistant said she didn't know if YouTube did. So if that's the case, we'll take this after the show and we'll put it up for everybody who didn't get a chance to watch during the live one. So Paige and I were talking and I said, okay, what kind of attention have you gotten so far? So People Magazine has interviewed you. AccuWeather, Fox Weather, who else?
USA Today.
And then you
And
have
the Weather Channel too.
Which one? The Weather Channel?
Yes.
So how many others do you have on tap today?
Just the Weather Channel, I believe. And then our local news in Pennsylvania here, they may want to do a story too. We've talked to some people.
So who was the first on it? Was it People?
AccuWeather.
AccuWeather. All right, good job. So by the way, we would have had Paige, we may have been one of the first that would have had them on, but I didn't want to disrupt the flow of what was taking place on Monday's show. It was a very emotional show. We were also introducing you to a new sponsor and his incredible background story. I would have had the two of them on immediately on Monday morning when we had Beckett on, which now that I know that you know Beckett, darn it, I wish I would have done that. But it was too much craziness of trying to get pictures from them. And then I was like, nope, let's just save it for a little bit and let's have them on Wednesday. Well, I'm hoping that you feel more and more of the positivity that my community has just shown you. That's what you deserve. And I have to applaud you for muting. And that's exactly what all of you need to take from this. Mute the haters. Don't even look at it. Don't give them any power. They don't deserve it. They are just looking for something to attach their hate to. And if you go toe to toe with them, then they're going to continue it. And if you do not give them any attention, they move on. And that's how simple it is. So no more hate for you guys, I hope.
Thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
Well, absolutely. So congratulations one more time. And truly, I'm so glad. And one of the things that you also said, which fits the show, Paige, is the kindness. And you want to give a shout out, by the way, to Brandon, the kindness that was shown by a friend to you, right?
Yes, absolutely. Brandon, that was such a selfless thing to do. I mean, there was probably the most photogenic tornado of the decade on the ground right next to us, yet he had the time to stop. And I mean, he was working. He works for Fox Weather and he pulls his truck over and runs over to us and has the time to do that for us and then posts it. He didn't have to do any of that, but that was a pretty selfless thing to do, I'd say. He's a great guy.
See, there we go. You just gave me a chill. That's it. Friends, be there for each other, lift each other up. If something like that happened to them, they would be like, hey, let's do this, right? Let's be there for each other. And we need more of that. That's the thing. We need more of that in the world. So before you go, and I know you've got some other things on tap today, you just mentioned earlier, Bryce, that wasn't the biggest. What was the biggest tornado that you've ever been involved in? And is there any crazy stories that you can leave us with?
We've seen quite a few very big tornadoes, and they're not actually, we've seen the Greensburg tornado in the plains, but it's Dixie Alley in the south that gets some of the worst tornadoes that there is. Mm-hmm. And on March the 14th, around midnight, we were in Bakersfield, Missouri. It got rated an EF4 but the tornado was actually pulling the truck back, trying to pull us back into it.
From like a mile or so away. That's how strong it was.
Oh my gosh. Now, were you in town for what happened here in St. Louis back in May?
We were a little bit south of saint Louis.
Yes, we didn't see that one.
Which again, and for all of you that are not in our immediate area, they're still picking up. And I don't want you to forget, again, when it's the aftermath and it's the immediacy of people showing up and showing kindness and being there for community. And we have that hashtag, St. Louis Strong or STL Strong. It's the fact that here we are on July 2nd. It happened near the mid to end of May. People are still trying to get back to their lives, business, their personal lives. Are they ever going to be able to open their businesses again? So both Beckett and I were talking with someone from the Weather Channel, actually, that was in here, Charles Peak, and he said, Monica, I interviewed somebody, and I think there's more to this story. If you and Beckett would like to, take this and run with it and show the kindness of neighbors helping neighbors, I'm like, that's what we're about. Let's do that. Do you guys know Charles?
Yeah.
Yes, we actually talked to him last night. That's how we figured out the connection between Beckett and you and Charles. So that was pretty crazy.
I have not met him in person, but Beckett loves him. And he and I talked for about an hour on the phone about, a handful of days ago, talking about this story that he would love for us to do. And I was like, I love the community. And it's funny, as we leave here, Paige was like, Monica, thank you again for wanting to have us on. She's like, there's been a lot of love, obviously from family, friends, etc. Yes, there's been some bullying, but they're, again, leaving that where it belongs to not affect them moving forward. But it also was you saying that the weather community is interesting, right? It's a brotherhood and a sisterhood, but just like brothers and sisters and sibling rivalry, there's a lot of bickering that takes place. Trust me, I saw it in the industry that I was in. But again, you find those like-minded people, and that's who you hang around, right?
Absolutely.
Yep. I'm so excited for the two of you. And thank you, by the way, for your time. Again, congratulations. I cannot wait to see you in those Crocs on your wedding day.
Thank you so much.
You are very welcome. And I love having this new community that is following you. You're welcome to join us on a regular basis. Let us know when you're watching and give us a shout out. And my community will now remember, oh my gosh, it's Paige and Bryce. And just stay in touch with us. I would love to do the follow-up of when the two of you get married.
Absolutely.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Have a beautiful day.
You too.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye. That's where you find us. But today we were talking about how, I don't know, if YouTube fired. You'll have to all let me know if YouTube is showing up on your side. If not, like I said, we'll take today's show and we will post it on there. So what you're seeing on your screen is something that's coming up. It is a fashion makeover show. For those of you that are like, you know what, I'm not really good at putting this color together or this pattern together, but I would love to have a new look. Well, the ladies at NCJW in Creve Coeur are going to join us. So we're going to join them actually, because we're going to be there July 18th, 9:00 in the morning at 295 North Lindbergh. And the thing that I love about them is what they do. Again, it's all about community and giving back. So you can shop in store, of course, the resale shop. You can donate, you can volunteer, and they have a special event coming up on Sunday, August 3rd. It's a back to school store. So always follow them and find out what new, great, exciting things they have coming up. And in fact, we're going to sit down so you know more about their resale store and about what they do. So a lot of times when we do our mobile Monicas, we don't get a chance, because we're having fun that day, we don't get a chance to really tell you what their organization or who they are. So I always like to do the backstory when someone books a mobile Monica. So coming up on next Tuesday the 8th, we'll be sitting down with Ellen Alper and Jessica Duneman. I hope I'm saying her name right. Maybe it's Duneman. We'll get that from her. They are with NCJW. And then we'll be going there on July 18th. We have 4 people right now that want to do this big fun makeover, which we do these on a regular basis with the ladies at the Vault. This is our first one with NCJW and their resale shop. Again, men's clothes and women's clothes. So does anybody else want to join us on that day? I want to thank Danielle. I want to thank Kim, Barb, and Hayden. So far, those are our 4. We have room for maybe 1 or 2 more. If you want to join us, you just got to let us know, because you got to get in there, and then they will fit you with maybe 1 or 2 different outfits. I never see the outfits until the day of the show, which is always a fun surprise for me. And sometimes it's casual clothes, and then it's a fancy outfit. I don't know. These ladies might do it a little bit different. Maybe you'll have a little say in it. I'm not sure, but no matter what, it definitely will be fun. And then we added, we're excited about this, another Mobile Monica. This one is on July 31st at the Tea Spout in Chesterfield. Have you been down there yet? It is amazing. A lot of people are excited about the mushroom tea, the mushroom coffee. The space itself is just so beautiful, warm, inviting, and I cannot wait to introduce Amber, the owner, Amber Hamilton, to you. I want you to come that day because I want to meet you, first of all. I love the community that has been formed, and we're going to have lunch together, an early lunch. We'll do it at 11 o'clock, or afterwards. We'll hang around for you a little bit. So you got to eat, right? So why don't you come on out to the Tea Spout? Again, they have so many things besides great coffee, great tea, great food. They also have things for you to sleep better, to boost your immune, natural energy. What Amber has learned over the years before she opened this is to really keep you in that state of wellness. And then, of course, amazing food. I can't wait for that avocado toast. They've got waffles. They have a breakfast sandwich, breakfast burrito, bagels, so much more. So you can get breakfast because they serve that all throughout the day, or you can get lunch that day. They are closed on Sundays and Mondays, by the way, but then they are open for you Tuesday through Saturday. So again, mark the calendar. We'll be putting it on our website, July 31st at 11 a.m. Can't wait to see all of you. Okay, let me come back here. Michelle said she loved the proposal. Exactly. Okay, Jenny, so thank you for letting me know. So now YouTube, LinkedIn, and I believe Instagram, if I'm correct, because it didn't look like Instagram decided to fire today. Who knows? The streaming life is just nuts. So the main thing that it makes sense is Facebook. I always want Facebook because that is our largest audience. We have 27,000 plus that are on Facebook. YouTube, we're reaching near 1,000. I need all of you to do me a favor. Of you 27,000 people, can you all go over it and also just hit the subscribe button, hit subscribe on YouTube, because when things like this happen, I want you to be able to shift right away to another platform and go, okay, we're over here. So when the show wraps up, we will take the entire show and we will put it up on YouTube for everybody to see. I'm thinking that X and Rumble decided to play today, and Facebook. You can let me know. Julie said, I'm hungry now. Well, stop by. That's the other thing. You don't have to wait until our Mobile Monica. And I know a lot of you have done just that for us, that you have gone and you have supported those that are booking us or have booked us for Mobile Monicas. Continue to tell them that, hey, thank you for being a part of the show. And let me do a thank you to each and every one of our incredible sponsors. Because again, we could not do it without them. And you see this, look at this list. It keeps growing and growing and growing. So if you didn't see, Mike was on with us, Mike Vernacey, on Monday with GradeWorks LLC, the new sponsor, not just a new sponsor, but the sponsor, the first one of a What the Weather segment, which I know Paige and Bryce love. What the Weather with Beckett Moore, GradeWorks LLC is that sponsor. Crunch Fitness, you've been hearing about, and we on Friday, Jenny, remind me, we've got to pull a name for a 1-year membership to Crunch Fitness. No strings attached. You get to come there, work out. I'd love to see you. I'm there on a regular basis. In fact, I'm going there at 9:30 this morning. Just Pools, which I stopped by yesterday. I'm going to talk about them in just a second. Slyman Brothers Appliances. That's where we hold our Foodie Fridays. And this Friday, can't wait to feature Jersey Jack Mac is what we call him, but Jack Mac Murray III. And he is with Old Hickory. He was with Sage and Soulard. He is a 2-time world food champion. I call him the Bacon Man because he's all about bacon, and we're going to make a German potato salad with bacon, Brussels sprouts with bacon, and hey, how about a pig? Some St. Louis ribs. We're going to show you all of that because after all, it is America's birthday on Friday, and so he'll be with us on Friday. Chef Marianne Moore next week. Chef Quitron from Nudo House in Miley will be the following week. So do you have a restaurant or a chef you want us to feature? It's become one of my all-time favorite days, Foodie and Fitness Friday. So we'll will be featuring some back exercises, little cardio exercises from Crunch Fitness as well. Carroll House Furniture, of course, thank you so much. Yuppie Puppy Pet Spa, and we will be with them next week at Yuppie Puppies Forever Rescue. Defiance Ridge Vineyards also bringing back our Wet Your Whistle next Wednesday. And of course, the beautiful Dot Fleshman, real estate agent, she'll be with us next Friday, doing a little Friendship Friday and some real estate news. And she's thanking each and every one of you for getting the word out about her being your real estate agent for, again, buying or selling. Please support those that support us. Okay, so Jenny said Facebook, X, and Rumble. Those are the ones, but those are actually some of our biggest platforms. So I'm glad those were on there. I didn't get a chance to check out if anybody was commenting over on X about Paige and Bryce, but we'll look. A lot of people on those on X for some reason, I don't get it, but they just watch. Old Found Weather Nerd said, "Hey, I'll be watching if I'm not cooking by then." That's super cool. I did look at the fact that I posted that they were coming up, and it was definitely one of my biggest views, which was what I just looked. It's 2,500 people on X that saw that we were going to have them on. So welcome aboard, all of you Xers. But I'd love to talk to you more. So you can talk with us. Michelle said, bacon. Yes, I'm hungry now. So hungry for two things, hungry for the tea spout and hungry for what's coming up on Friday. So yesterday I stopped by Madonna. I love you. Gave her a big hug and bought a bunch of things for our little get together this weekend. And we went to buy some tablets. Those are a hot commodity right now. So got to go back today to pick those up so that pool that we have in our backyard can look just like theirs. This is the pool at Just Pools, which is again on the West Outer Road in Arnold. And if you want to keep your pool crystal clear, then go in and get the tablets, get the alkalinity, get the pH, the dry acid, the things that you need, because it really is like you're in your chemistry class. They can test your water though. If you want to take your water up to them, which I would highly recommend, then do get the kits just so you can kind of keep an eye on it throughout, but let them tell you anything that's going on. You always want to make sure that you keep it clear. For many reasons. You don't want anybody to get sick. You also want to make sure that you keep your liner around if you have a liner, and just so many levels. Again, Just Pools, the pool and spa specialist, West Outer Road in Arnold. Give them a call today and or go in like I did yesterday. They've got 10% off of their Clear Results chemicals. They also have a ton of fun toys. So what did I buy yesterday? Some new floats. I bought a beach ball. I was going to get this. I think I should still. Jenny, you're coming over. So Jenny, should I get the little water gun thing? I'm just like a big kid. But for all of you that are getting ready to celebrate the holiday, wherever it is, please be safe. And again, also be kind. I mean, that's the thing. Be kind to each other. I know you're with family and friends, and sometimes people have a little too much to drink and then arguments ensue. Try not to do that. And designate a driver. It's so very important. We end every show with a testimonial. And when I'm at home, it could be Jesus calling. It could be Jesus listens. Jennifer, thank you for this one. She gave us Fashioned by God. Jennifer Bonacorsi from J. Bloom, which I'm sporting the earrings from today. I will be their keynote speaker at their national conference next week, Friday. I cannot wait for that. It's going to be fun. Jenny said, I'll take all the floats. I bought a flag one, by the way, and a USA red, white, and blue one that you can sit in. So yes, I got all those for us. I am going to do our devotional to bring some faith in. And I don't know if Paige and Bryce are still on, or they might be getting ready for their Weather Channel interview, but I want them to feel the love one more time of our community, the faith, the kindness that goes far. And please show more of that. All right, let me thank Jenny Egan, by the way. So Jenny has just jumped right in, and I just love self-taught women. She didn't come from the media industry. She jumped in. She became my assistant. She went full on in going, what can I do? I got to help Monica. She's got so much she wants to provide to the world. She's been putting all these wonderful promos together. So kudos to you. I love you so much. I just really adore her, and I love her beautiful, positive energy. So she put that auctioneering video together. She's been putting our intros together, so much so Thank you, Jenny. I love you. And I know that you love this part, bringing faith into the picture. So on this July 2nd, oh, I turned right to it. That's crazy. Normally I have to sit there and feed through like what is the day today? So July 2nd, let me show you my way for you this day. I guide you continually so you can relax and enjoy my presence in the present. Living well is both a discipline, and an art. Concentrate on staying close to me, the divine artist. Discipline your thoughts to trust me as I work my ways in your life. Pray about everything, then leave outcomes up to me. Do not fear my will, for through it, I accomplish what is best for you. Take a deep breath. We've done shows on breathing before, and dive into the depths of absolute trust in me. Underneath are the everlasting arms. Short, sweet, to the point, and bringing you the faith that you need. And that's how we do it for you. Right at 8 o'clock, we're going to wrap things up. You're going to get on to your day. Tomorrow, we're going to help somebody else out. I don't know if you have heard the story or seen the pictures. I didn't even know that this happened. This lady that I know, and I've actually known for a while now, she's like, Monica, I'm sure by now you've seen the pictures and you know what happened at a howling good time in the Imperial area. I hadn't seen this, but there was a fire. We're going to check on all those animals, the dogs. I believe they all got out okay, but now it is, what's going to happen? Are they going to be able to rebuild? The fire was horrific. I think Fox 2 did an interview with her. So Lori Schulte is going to join me tomorrow to talk about what we can do for them. We'll show you some of the pictures. We'll take care of those babies, whether they need to be fostered or adopted out, or what happens and will they be able to reopen. So that's coming up tomorrow. And then, as I mentioned, on Friday, it is the feature on Foodie and Fitness Friday. Chef Jack Mack doing a little 4th of July sides and a full thing of ribs that are going to fall off the bone. I can guarantee he's one of the best chefs. That'll be on Friday. And then I will give you the back workout, little shoulder, bicep, a little cardio workout from Crunch Fitness. So we've got a lot on tap for you. Yes. Well done, Jenny is right. We need to pull the trigger on replacing our hot tub. Haven't forgotten Just Pools. Great. Pull that trigger. It is time. It's time to relax a little bit. All of you have a beautiful day. I'll see you tomorrow morning. And remember, tell Paige, Bryce, and everybody in the new community that the greatest thing they can be in life is what? Kind. Love you all. See you tomorrow.